In Australia, the summer burns long and hot. For generations, we've witnessed a fantastic competition in tests of endurance and skill, stamina and courage, in the burning sands and the thunderous waves, over great distances and from one side of this nation to the other. The challenges have been enormous, beyond most people, but these superb athletes are incredibly strong, physically and mentally strong. Only the best can make it into this exclusive group, and then, like hardened steel, it gets a whole lot tougher. Plotting and planning a summer campaign in search of the ultimate prize, they are at the peak of condition, and each of them are fierce competitors. It's an intense battle of man on man, woman on woman, against the elements of nature, no matter how bad they are. And a test of mental strength like nothing else.
Hello and welcome to the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain IronMan and IronWoman series preview show. And this season we are going to 6 fantastic locations, including returning to an old favourite, Scarborough Beach in Perth, as some of the best and fittest athletes in the country go head-to-head on the sand and in the surf. All right, let's get stuck straight into it and have a look at some of the highlights from last year's IronWoman series.
Round 1 of the IronWoman series proved to be one of the most thrilling races in recent memory. In the challenging 1 metre swell at Currumbin on the Gold Coast, it was the 2-time Australian ski champion who surprised no one by dominating the opening ski leg, closely followed by Crystal Smith. IronWoman defending champion Alicia Marriott quickly made her move in the run leg, moving out to a comfortable lead through the swim and onto the board. After looking to have the race in her control, Marriott was greeted with the familiar face of Elizabeth Plumers at the end of the board leg, heading into the final 800-metre run home.
Don't tell me, someone has caught a wave from 100 metres back and is now up there with Alicia Marriott. Unbelievable.
In a seesawing final run leg, the lead would change 3 times.
She's having a go here. Look at the rating. Look at the legs go and the arms. She is having a crack at her. She's moved into first place. Unbelievable. And here comes Marriott. Plumers has got to go with her now or it's over. She has to go with her.
With one final assault, Plumers surged again to take one of the most memorable victories of her career.
She is leading Alicia Marriott to the line. You don't see that very often, and Elizabeth Plumers from nowhere has won the first round of the IronWoman series in Currumbin.
Yeah, I'm absolutely stoked. I mean, I made a few mistakes throughout the whole race, but first one down, 4 to go. Hopefully I can keep it up.
For round 2, the road train hit Bondi Beach, and this time the athletes would face the cutthroat eliminator format, a 3-race format that saw the field lose 6 competitors after each race. In the opening 2 races, there were relatively few surprises, and our main series contenders were looking strong.
Plumers is onto it. She did that beautifully, Trev. We talked about the tide and the way the waves are picking up a bit, and this is absolutely perfect for Plumers. She'll extend her lead as she comes into the beach, riding it all the way.
In the 8-woman final, it was the part-time accountant Plumers who seized an early lead.
We are set and we are racing in the 3rd race of the Eliminator here at Bondi Beach. Elizabeth Plumers leads them through the first leg of this final leg in the Eliminator. We started with 20 girls as we see Courtney Hancock coming out. We're down to 8 now.
Plumers maintained her advantage with just 1 leg to go.
That is our leader. She's in the black cosy because she won the first round at Currumbin. She came from the clouds. She came from so far back, but by gee, she's led from the front today.
Smith and Hancock applied whatever pressure they could to stay in contention for the series.
First on the beach is Elizabeth Plumers. Behind her, the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th is red hot though. But I tell you what, at this stage, she won in Currumbin. She has been sensational today. It is 2 from 2 for Elizabeth Plumers. She is the queen of Bondi.
And that's the goal, to take out the series in the end. So to have 2 wins under your belt's pretty good. You just have to not get complacent now and actually work towards those final 3 rounds.
Round 3, and the series headed to Queensland's Coolum Beach and the 2nd enduro format race.
Set for a start here at Coolum with the Iron Women, round 3, 20 fantastic competitors, and away they go into the small servants, a Le Mans start. The boards are up and away, and Creedy looks like she's got a good start in the middle.
Moya and Plumas made the most of the board and held an advantage going into the swim.
Brodie Moya is the first one on the stand. Elizabeth Plumas getting everything she can out of that wave, and now we start the first of these run legs, which, by gee, it's a long, long way up and back to the beach.
Marriott was making a move, but Plumas was looking strong out the front.
Mid-swim race update is Elizabeth Plumas, the current series leader, leading Alicia Marriott, Brodie Moya, Tari Colwyn.
In the run transition, it was Courtney Hancock that pushed the hardest.
Courtney Hancock has had a great run leg, and she's gone up the field in equal second place.
Hancock was chasing hard and began to close the gap to race leader Plumas.
Plumas is out safely through the break, so is Courtney Hancock, as Marriott tries to punch her way through that little swell now. Most of the lead girls seem to be negotiating it pretty well.
But Plumas was too strong and would continue her domination of the series. Liz looked to be an unbackable favourite, with Courtney Hancock, Marriott and Newbiggin her nearest rivals. Round 4, and our athletes gathered on Portsea Ocean Beach down in Victoria's south for the accumulator. The Iron Women would race twice, and their accumulated total on the day would determine the round winner. The ski up first, and the big waves would prove destructive, pushing many girls back towards the beach. Rounding the cans, the next task was trying to get back in. Whilst Courtney Hancock led, Amy Nurthen had taken her own path, going to the opposite end of the beach in the swim, and it was a tactic that would pay off. The youngster from Terrigal now held the race lead. She would take the same route on the board.
This has been an exceptional performance by Amy Nurthen. She chose her own path, she chose her right path, and Amy Nurthen will take out the first round of the series here at Portsea in a 2-race event.
Not long after, they were on the line again for race 2. Leading them out strongly was Courtney Hancock. However, Gemma Newbiggin caught a wave on the way back and was the first to stand. Newbiggin looking strong and dominating in the board leg.
She's cracked a big one. It's about a 5 to 6 footer, and she'll punch down the next section.
Any other round and you might have thought Newbiggin was safe, but with the ski to go, Portsea would still have the final say.
Oh, well, Newbiggin has come off on the shore dump. She needs to regather and get herself through this little shore dump and punch her way through this.
Recovering from the first hit, but not from the second.
She's come off again as you look to the right, and you can see Hancock will come up on screen in a second, and Hancock is now in front of Newbiggin and taking the lead with Smith in second position.
Elizabeth Plumas was having a shocker after 3 straight race victories leading up to Portsea. She was losing her battle with the surf, along with her grip on the title.
Oh, Plumas has just been belted trip by a wave trying to get out.
Coming back in again proved treacherous, and it was one of the more experienced athletes, Crystal Smith, that took advantage and was first back to the beach.
Crystal Smith turns around. She has a bit of a look. Crystal Smith has fought the waves of Portsea. She will take out the second leg of this accumulator.
Meanwhile, Amy Nurthen had quietly come through the field and was on track to win the day.
Nurthen has come from absolutely nowhere to take second place in front of Courtney Hancock, and Amy Nurthen will be the champion of Portsea.
I was so stoked with the effort. I was really scared this morning, and I was just going to get out there and try to finish both the races to come first and second. I'm so excited.
Normally a sunny holiday destination, Noosa Heads turned nasty as thunderstorms loomed large over the Sunshine Coast. Race 1 saw few surprises, and it was Rebecca Creedy showing her strength in the swim as she took a commanding lead into the ski and eventually winning by a huge distance, sending a big message to the other competitors. Race 2 and the remaining 14 Iron Women set off on the swim, and it was Courtney Hancock who would make the most of the small waves on the way in.
Courtney Hancock will pull herself into the front of that, and she deserved it because she worked hard and led the field.
Plumas managed to make her way to the front on the board, but the race for the series was being decided further back.
That is the big story developing here. If Alicia Marriott hits the red zone and doesn't make the final race, Courtney Hancock will be the champion.
On the ski, Creedy had showed how her racecraft had improved as she would take back-to-back wins.
But is Rebecca Creedy first past the post, but all eyes will be on Marriott and Courtney Hancock, who in a minute or so could be the series champion.
Marriott would not make the final, and in doing so, handed the series crown to Courtney Hancock.
I'm really just concentrating on this next race now. You know, it's not over till the finish, and I really want to, you know, I really want to win a round of this series. So I'm really just going for that.
So a subdued Hancock lined up for the final race with 7 others. A round win still within her grasp.
The final race of the year here at Noosa Heads. It is round 3 of the Eliminator. We are down to 8 competitors.
Crystal Smith led the girls out in the swim, and the pack staying tightly bunched for the majority. Once again, Creedy stood first and sprinted towards the ski.
And Rebecca Creedy, she is hoping for a standout result here. She finishes high up. She'll guarantee herself a position in the field next year.
Plumas and Creedy put a gap on the field on the ski. Then Plumas paddled hard on the board, searching for a 4th round win of the series.
They're all chasing Elizabeth Plumas, who has turned it around after a shocking run of luck at Portsea.
Coming back to the beach, Plumas had the race won.
Elizabeth Plumas' wonderful performance. This will be her 4th win for the year. She had a disastrous situation in Portsea. She's fought back. Elizabeth Plumas takes out the Noosa Heads round. Rebecca Creedy in 2nd.
But it was Courtney Hancock with a consistent series who would take the overall victory.
Oh, it was just so hard out there, but I'm just so happy. This is everything to me. Like, I'm just.
You talked about it before it started. You talked about wanting to win this, not coming here to come second.
Yeah.
You love the big waves. Portsea paid off. Consistency paid off.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing achievement, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I've dreamt about this moment for so long. I honestly just can't believe it. So and I just thank you so much for all my family, friends who believed in me, and that's what got me through it. And
Consistency was the key, as Courtney claimed the series crown, and an impressive Plumas in 2nd with 4 round wins ahead of Marriott, Smith, Newbiggin and Nerthen. Coming up next, we hear from the IronWomen as they talk about their hopes and dreams for the title in 2012.